Hello, and welcome back to another pen talk. Thank you for joining me in exploring the wide world of pens. And yes, I've collected a number of Esterbrook's, and this is only one of two trays I have. But Esterbrook's are an iconic American pen maker. Started out as a nib maker. And as you can see, a great variety. A lot of the J series is I put little tags on when I work on them, let them know what it is. And here we have some of the later Esterbrook pen models, because I like to collect a range. So one of the challenges about working with vintage is figuring out the model name, when it was made, how long it was made, those types of things. So for that, many times we acquire books in our library. So this was the first Esterbrook book back in the early 90s. And it was sold basically at pen shows by Paul Hogan. I have a copy, which I'm very fortunate to have. It's done in a simplistic way, but it still had a lot of great information, and it was the only book that I was aware of that really went into depth on Esterbrook pens. This book is now very expensive. Here's some examples. But we don't have to fret, and we don't have to spend an extremely large amount of money to get an older book which has been out of print for a long time. It only was one printing of 1,000 copies. But here we are now in 2024, and there's a new edition of the Esterbrook book. And Steve Pressman has worked as the publisher with Paul Hogan to put together a great book. It's substantial. It looks great. And it has a phenomenal amount of information in it to help you enjoy or start your Esterbrook collection. It's a great book to give as a Christmas gift if you know someone who enjoys your Esterbrook pens. So Steve Pressman, the publisher, will be out in California in February at the California Pen Show with books. So if you happen to be attending the show or planning to attend the show, look Steve up. I think it would be a very enlightening meeting, and maybe you can come away with a great book to enjoy your Esterbrook pens even more. There's a lot of great information in the book. Let's look at some of those pages. So the first thing that you look at is the table of contents, and it's quite extensive. It covers everything from the early days to the later days. And also in the book are many pictures of the modern Esterbrook pens, the reinvention of the brand. And I mentioned about how the reference materials here, they do a great job with these IDs for different pens, show you the pen, and then show you a description of what that pen was like. And also it goes into depth on the early days of Esterbrook pens, in addition to the plastic pen versions, the J series, the ones that most of us are most familiar with. And of course, how could you not talk about the different nibs that Esterbrook made? They made a lot of them. And that's another factor that makes Esterbrook pens so desirable, so good to have in your collection. And they're relatively affordable, easy to fix, and easy to find. But wait, Esterbrook also went into ballpoint pens. Of course, everyone needs a low-cost ballpoint pen for their students, for everyday use, and Esterbrook also made those. So we're coming to the conclusion of this video review of an excellent book, and there's going to be a link in the description to Aniline Press, and here's what that will look like, and you can order the book there if you don't happen to be at the California Pen Show in February. And Steve will do his best to get that book shipped out to you as soon as he can. He's a one-man operation, so be patient. So with that, I hope this video finds everyone safe, healthy, and happy, enjoying your pens, learning more about your pens, gaining a better appreciation of the unbelievable history of fountain pens, especially from one of the major U.S. makers of pens. So with that, we've reached the end of this video. Thank you all for watching. And we will say bye.